Emotional intelligence. Intelligent. It is usually associated with academic studies, knowledge, and experiences. But rarely do we discuss and focus about emotional intelligence. You can tell a lot just from a brief interaction with a person. In general, you probably can tell the difference between a socially awkward, robotic individual who is academically smart and seem to know a lot against people who might not be the smartest in the room, but are very charismatic, sociable, friendly, outgoing, and extroverted. In his book, Goldman presents studies with numerous research data and evidences suggesting that the children who identify, understand, and respond to emotions with calm and collective reasoning and empathy not only fare better in school but in adulthood, relationship, and career. On the other hand, Goleman also lays out some cases where children who lack such emotional skills have fewer friends, get into more altercations and violent behaviors, perform more poorly academically, and go on to struggle in their adulthood and future relationship. What I found interesting in this book is that Goldman also explains why IQ is not as great as everyone make it out to be. He argued that a person's intelligence measured by the IQ test is not that great of a predictor of their overall success, well-being, and happiness in their life. Daniel Goleman also said that 20% is IQ and 80% come down to emotional intelligence. It doesn't matter how smart you are if you cannot control your own emotion and let it rule over your behaviors and actions. It does not matter if you have high IQ if every time you have an emotional event you cannot focus and concentrate on your task. So the question is, are you the driver of your own emotion, or are you the passenger just on a ride along of an emotional roller coaster ride of your life? I agree with the author that it is important to have a consistent management of your emotional IQ, which he described as self-control, self-purpose, self-motivation, goal-oriented, persistent, discipline, and ability to delay gratification. Goldman defines 5 main domains of emotional intelligence. Number 1. Knowing one's emotions, aka self-awareness. This is being able to accept your weaknesses while focusing all of your attention on your strengths. What works for one person doesn't work for everyone. It is important to yourself to understand what you can offer because everyone got something. The key, however, is learning how to find it. And when you do find it and accept your shortcomings, things will change for the better. Number 2. Managing emotions. This consists of manage, control, and adapt our emotions, mood, reactions, and responses to sudden challenges and situations in life. People that can manage their emotion are good at bouncing back from their setbacks in life. It can also help to alleviate anxiety and avoid depression and mood swing by affecting our attitude and outlook on life. Number 3. Motivating oneself or self-motivation. To motivate ourselves to take appropriate action, commit, follow through, and work toward achievement of our goals. By becoming a stronger internal motivator, which can increase self-confidence, reduce procrastination, and improve your ability to focus on a goal, your ability to delay gratification and see long-term benefits will affect your ability to succeed. Number 4. Recognizing emotion in others, aka empathy. We are able to better understand and relate to those whom we might share a similar experience or connection. Understand and share the problems, feelings, and needs of those we care about will lead to a stronger and more fulfilling relationship. And finally, number 5. Handling relationship or managing emotion in others. This leads to ability to build relationships and relate to others in a social situations. The ability to understand what motivates others relate to a positive manner and to build stronger bonds with others in a workplace certainly makes those with higher emotional intelligence better leaders. An effective leader can recognize what the needs of his people are so that those needs can be met in a way that encourages higher performance and workplace satisfaction. It is important to understand that we are humans and it is impossible to always be in charge of our emotion every single moment of our lives. We can be happy one moment and be sad right after. There are people who have to deal with negative thoughts and depression every single day. With continuous negative thoughts and depression, stress eventually becomes a daily part of our lives. Stress is one of the major underlying causes of illness. Stress is an emotional disease. We need to understand our emotions and control our emotion, thereby reducing the stress in our lives. In this situation, Self-awareness is very important. This is where it is important to ask if this negative feeling and emotion are external and environmental influence, or is it internal biological. Self-care such as psychiatrists, therapy, and medication are also options to consider if your emotion seem to be outside of your control. When it comes to emotional intelligence, self-awareness is very, very important. Personally for me, the reason you should read the book can be summed up in these words. People with well-developed emotional skills are also more likely to be content and effective in their lives, mastering the habits of mind that foster their own productivity. People who cannot marshal some control over their emotional life fight inner battles that sabotage their ability for focused work and clear thought. So our lives, we have been focused on IQ. Schools rank us according to our GPA. Our grades and our test score determine what school students get in and their future career path. We have come to assume that IQ is the most important determinant for success. Therefore, it has become a social norm for our education system to focus on test taking and how well the children are doing on their tests and school grade. The problem with this approach is that we are pushing the children into a repetitive pattern of memorization, scantron feeling, and test taking. Eventually, we are developing our children and the next generation a very specific skill that is basically useless when they are entered the working world, where social skill and individuals' talents and experiences are more important. I agree with Goldman's view that our education system is failing, since there is not much focus on our emotional development. Instead, we are too focused on raising the children's IQ, when we should be helping the children understand and manage their emotion and how to apply it into the working world and their future relationships. The good news is that emotional literacy is not fixed and can be trained. Poor management of emotional IQ and state can lead to negative consequences, both in living condition and internal biological condition. According to numerous research studies, anxiety and stress can lead to an earlier death, which lead to a strong incentive for adults to change their behavior by learning how to cope and manage their emotional state. Relationships at work and at home with your partner or friends are more similar than we might think. Something as simple as listening, repeating the other party's concerns, taking breaks when necessary can prevent minor spat and arguments from exploding into termination of employment, violence, breakup, divorce, or worse. I recommend you to pick up Daniel Goleman's book and learn more about emotional IQ, because I believe that everyone will benefit from learning more about their emotional IQ and how to apply it into their daily lives for a better relationship, work environment, and more fulfillment in their lives. Hi, I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think about emotional IQ by commenting down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you again in the next video.